Ajit Dada, esteemed Supriya ji, Sunitra ji, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, respected faculty members, and my dear young student friends. Thank you for inviting me on this momentous occasion. This inauguration of the Vidya Pratishthan Sarath Chandra Pawar Artificial Intelligence Center of Excellence is indeed a historic moment, and it is an honor to be here. दुनिया भर में कुछ ऐसे स्थान होते हैं जो केवल नक्शे पर बिंदु नहीं होते, वे प्रगति, परिवर्तन और असीम संभावनाओं के जीवंत प्रतीक बन जाते हैं. And Baramati stands as a symbol of one such transformation. With a limitless potential, all made possible by the vision of an extraordinary leader, I call my mentor, Sri Sarath Chandra Pawar. My dear friends, I have been blessed to have known Pawar Sahib for almost more than 3 decades. And what I have learned from him has no parallel. But beyond knowledge, it is his wisdom, his affection, and his deep empathy that leaves the strongest imprint. That is why, for me, he has always been a mentor in the truest sense. Having visited Baramati dozens of times, I can say with absolute conviction that what Pawar Sahib has achieved here goes beyond just local development. By transforming agriculture, strengthening cooperatives, encouraging entrepreneurships, building educational institutions, establishing industry policy, and doing so in an unparalleled, integrated manner, Pawar Sahib has turned Baramati into a living blueprint for the whole of Bharat to learn from. But then, as I look back, Baramati for Pawar Sahib was never an exception. It was a reflection on how he thought about the direction Bharat should be taking. In his role as a national leader, Pawar Sahib has shaped our nation's agriculture policy, food security, cooperative institutions, and a rural economy, and did so at a critical moment when the nation needed both stability and a reform. Whether as the Chief Minister, Union Minister, or going across party lines, Pawar Sahib's leadership has always reflected a rare ability to balance ground realities with the national agenda. Leaders like him remind us that good politics is not about slogans. It is about understanding that a nation does not rise through isolated victories, but through the steady alignments of its people, its institutions, and its regions. When farmers are empowered, markets stabilize. When institutions are trusted, policies endure. When entrepreneurship is enabled, jobs are created. And when regions are strengthened, the nation stands taller. And today, as would be expected, the leader would transform Baramati's soil, now looks to, yet again, transform its future. While the seeds of yesterday were sown in the earth, the seeds of tomorrow will be sown in the algorithms. This is what I will now talk about. My dear friends, human progress does not move in a straight line. It advances in leaps, each leap propelled by a technology revolution that first unsettles society and then rebuilds it at a far higher level of capability. The first industrial revolutions harnessed the power of steam and mechanization. The second brought electrifications and a mass production. The third connected the world through digital computing and the internet. Today, we are living through the fourth industrial revolution, an age defined by artificial intelligence. What history teaches us that every such transition carries two opposing forces: extraordinary opportunity and profound anxiety. Fear of displacement, fear of irrelevance, fear of giving up control to systems we do not yet fully understand. These fears are not signs of weakness. They are deeply human. They must be recognized, understood, and addressed with honesty and a responsibility. Because history is remarkably consistent on one fact: technology do not destroy work. They first employ. Because history is remarkably consistent on one fact: technology do not destroy work. They first disrupt roles and then expand possibility. The first industrial revolutions increased employment in Britain by over 5 times. The second created mass manufacturing, logistics, modern management jobs, absorbing millions into a new middle class. The third, the digital revolution did not eliminate work. It accelerated innovations and produced software, services, platforms, and entrepreneurships that now employ hundreds of millions globally. Looking back, each industrial revolution created far more jobs than it has displaced. By unlocking entirely new industries and business models that were previously not imagined. Bharat's own experience offers clear evidence. The mobile revolutions, much as everyone had feared, did not destroy jobs. Instead, it multiplied them at a massive scale. When smartphones and low-cost data reach ordinary Bhartiyas, it released an enormous surge of economic energy at the grassroots. The numbers are indisputable. Between 1991 and 2024, Bharat added over 230 million non-farm jobs, the majority created after the spread of digital infrastructure. Most respected Sri Sharat Chandra Pawar Sahab, Honorable Sri Ajit Dada, esteemed Supriya Ji, prizes. Paytm and PhonePe transform every Kirana store into a financial node. None of these models were visible before mobile penetration. They did not arise from a policy alone or capital alone. They emerged when capability reached the common citizen. And therefore, I can confidently say that artificial intelligence will now represent the next and far more powerful leap. Because if mobile gave Bharat greater access, AI will give Bharat greater capability. Let me explain. Jan Dhan and UPI enable financial access and inclusions. Aadhaar established digital identity, and mobile connectivity allowed us to leapfrog decades of physical infrastructure. And now AI is set to become the fourth foundation, embedding capability, decision-making, and productivity into every corner of the nation. Imagine that over this decade, as 1.4 billion Bharatiya start to carry AI-powered intelligence in the palm of their hands, progress will no more be linear. It will compound, accelerate, and explode. A farmer will no longer be just a cultivator, but become a one-person enterprise using AI to read soil and crop health, anticipate hyper local weather, optimize inputs, negotiate prices, manage logistics, and hedge risk in a real time. A homemaker in a tier 3 town will be able to create and scale a global micro brand using nothing but her voice, while AI designs products, ensures compliance, runs marketing, manages supply chain, and handles payment seamlessly in the background. The possibilities are endless. Skill and scale, once separated by geography, will collapse into a single interface. And I can say with a confidence that this is not an incremental change. This is an explosion of possibility, limited only by human ambition. Because every starting points and backgrounds will matter less than our capabilities. The world of AI will ensure that where you are born will no longer limit how far you can go. What will matter is how well you learn, adapt, and use intelligence, both human and artificial. This is the true meaning of the AI moment, not just a change in technology, but a civilizational leap in a capability. A moment where intelligence becomes accessible to every citizen, enabling a billion Bharatiya minds to move from dependence to creations, and thereby establishing the most inclusive and accelerated growth era our nation has ever known. However, my friends, as history has often shown us, every great technology leap is also a double-edged knife. And the fourth industrial revolution, driven by AI, is no exception. Because growth without sovereignty creates dependence, and progress without control creates risk. My dear friends, while job creation is vital, a nation of 1.4 billion people cannot afford to place its jobs, data, culture, and collective intelligence at the mercy of foreign algorithms and foreign balance sheets. While AI does enhance productivity, it also concentrates economic might, informational power, and decision-making authority at a scale humanity has never encountered before. The greatest risk of this AI age is not that machines will think like humans, but that humans will let machines think for them. And across the world today, we can already see this reality unfolding. Strategic competitions between the United States and China